everyone, it's Raquel here, and today I'm doing a page for Hip Kit Club. I have used the cut file that I think Nicole designed this one, and it was like a little tabs of, and it said 2016. So what I've done is enlarged it to make it a feature of my page. My plan is, and I have sort of pre-planned a bit of this, is that I'm going to do sort of a vertical design here to fill up some of that white space. I might put my journaling in this bottom corner. I've got a recent photo of myself, and I want it to be a bit of a goals page. That's my thoughts. I've used the acetate piece in the exclusive, in the add-on, extra pattern paper add-on, and then I've just cut it to back that spot, and I've chosen a couple of the papers to back these other two. So I'm going to speed you up. I'm going to do my plan is to do a little bit of embossing, and yeah, mainly this is to focus on journaling, and I sort of wanted it to stand out and be a nice eye-catching page. So fingers crossed, and we'll see how we go. So what I'm working on now is backing the cut file. I was really happy with how this turned out. So it was, and I don't know if I mentioned that just before, a sort of tab cut file. So it was super easy to just ungroup and enlarge it and that sort of thing in the software. So I'm using 2 of the Shine collection papers from the 6x6 pad that we got in the kit, and I loved the wood grain look of that one that I've put underneath the 2, and then I was trying to find something with that pink again, and that's when I come across the gemstones. So I've used that one on the 6, and then what I'm doing here is, because I've filled mainly, sort of that right 2/3 of the paper, I just wanted to have some vertical strips going down that page just to bring it all together. And I've also gathered off camera some of the ephemera from the ephemera pack. I've got a leaf or a vine and a flower and a butterfly there. What I'm doing now is I am embossing some of the wood veneer in the Shine collection pack, and I'm going to pop you on real time and show you what I'm doing. So I thought I'd show you how these wood veneer pieces turn out. I use the Zig embossing powder, and it is amazing. It turns out just like your pieces that you get within chipboard sheets. So can you have it, you see there, this one here is from the chipboard sheet, that little heart, and these are using that Zig embossing powder. So it's just called Gold Zing embossing powder, and that's all it says, glitter finish, and it turns out, just exactly like that. So it's a nice sort of textured finish. I do have it all over me, as you can see, but that's only because I'm a messy embosser. But they just turn out beautifully, so I'm really happy with how they ended up. And I'll speed you back up and get back to finishing this page. So what I'm doing now is, because I've got the sort of foundation of my page done, I'm just typing my journaling and my goals for 2016 using my typewriter. I've also stitched down that vertical, and you'll see I just tape the ends. Sometimes I'll pull them through, and because it goes from top to bottom on this, I've just sort of flipped them over and secured them down. I'll work now on embellishing. So I've got that embossed wood veneer piece, which is going to act like the negative bit that is cut out of the 6, and then a chipboard piece that says find what makes you happy. I've also gathered from the ephemera pack that gorgeous floral tag that I just love, the die cut flower, and then from the chipboard pack I've pulled out and layered and stuck already the bird and the pencil, and I was really glad to be able to use the pencil up. I don't really create many layouts where that's sort of a thing I might be able to use easily, so it was perfect for a goal and resolution page. I've just using my liquid adhesive to glue down that little birdie properly. So because I've layered the bird on top of another chipboard piece, it's sort of double the thickness now, so I had to use a strong glue to hold that all together. I've also tied a bit of string on the top of that tag, and that's just a white string that I had in my stash. It's thicker than the crochet twine that I normally use, but it's not quite as thick as one of your sort of those jute or those thick strings. I don't know what they're called. So now I'm just putting those little touches of dimension to those die cut ephemera pieces. So I've popped some foam circles under a couple of the leaves, and I'm just showing you that little bit of dimension that's added there. I'm playing around with the heart from the wood veneer and also the heart from the chipboard pack, and I was trying to figure out where that might look best. And this page, probably the most time consuming part is the stitching that I did around the numbers. So I'd sort of had the idea of the layout design once I saw the cut file, and once I'd created the foundation, which you saw happen quite quickly. So back the cut file, put the vertical strips down the side, grabbed out a few embellishments. It sort of all just, it was a quick process. So the last thing that I did is, and you won't see this here, but you can see I've grabbed out the crochet thread, and I'm sort of mimicking there that I will be stitching. That's what I was meaning to stitching around the edge, hand stitching, and I take my hat off to people that do it really often. It's very time consuming, and I really don't sit in front of the TV very often or have chances or moments to sit and do things like that. I used to love reading. I really do not do that at all anymore. So those sorts of things that I would have maybe sat in front of the TV and done, maybe pre-kids, I certainly did a lot more of, but now I don't. So although I'm happy with the result, but it's not something that I do on every page from now on. So what I'm doing now is I've just used my small sort of guillotine trimmer to trim out those journaling strips, and I'm trying to figure out a way of arranging them so that it looked appealing. I didn't want them all in one clump because I wanted you to be able to see the distinction between each of the goals. So I've got 3 main goals. One of them is to enjoy the present and stress less. I am the biggest stressor in the world, and I think that I lose special moments because I'm stressing so much. So that's one of my goals. Focusing on my health physically and mentally is definitely one of mine. So my physical self, I want to lose some weight, and mentally I want to get my anxiety under control, and it's causing me a lot of other health problems as well. And also just to continue time to create and have that time for myself away from sort of daily stresses. It's a big relief and sort of relaxing thing for me to do. So you're seeing some close-ups now and stills of the layout. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to a hopefully really exciting 2016, and I hope everyone had a great new year, and best wishes for the rest of it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.